is Shelby Hutchison, and I am doing a presentation on plantar fasciitis. Before we get into it, I chose this injury because I've struggled with it myself. I've had a lot of foot injuries, but back in high school, went to the doctor, diagnosed me with plantar fasciitis, so I've had my fair share. But let me start off before we get into it by asking you a question. Have you ever woken up with a sharp pain in your heel when you first get out of bed, only to find out that it's not going to stick around? If so, you're not alone. Whether you're an athlete, someone who stands for long periods, or even if you simply love just taking walks, going on runs, hiking, anything, you're susceptible and can get plantar fasciitis. Today I'm going to talk about what plantar fasciitis is, the symptoms, the causes, treatments, management, how to prevent it, and even include some encouragement at the end. So, what is plantar fasciitis? Plantar fasciitis is inflammation of the plantar fascia, the main ligament of the bottom of the foot. This tissue can become inflamed or irritated and can cause severe pain. Plantar fasciitis is a condition that the plantar fascia is a band of tissue in the bottom of your foot, and it connects from your heel to your toe. So literally everything that you do, walking or anything, it's going to put some pressure and some cannot think of the word. It's going to put some pressure on those tissues. So to allow you to have a better look at this injury, I included a graphic of the bottom of a foot, and it just shows the plantar fascia, where your heel's at, and kind of where the injury just occurs. It's important to know more about this injury because over 2 million people suffer from it every year, very common, and it rarely leads to serious health problems, but it can affect your everyday life. And knowing about it and being able to prevent it before it gets worse or prevent it before it can occur is extremely important. Most people don't see it as a big deal because they might just think, oh, I just have a little bit of foot pain. It's not going to bother me. I can get through it. But it can lead to some severe pain. So it's better to just get hold of it at the beginning before it gets too bad. Let's see. The intensity can vary depending on like how far along it is or maybe what activities you do. It can go from mild discomfort to very severe aches and pains and just can affect everything that you do in your life. Some symptoms and prevention, causation, management, we're going to discuss in this slide. Some symptoms can be sharp heel pain, especially after standing up, discomfort when walking or activity is involved. It can be diagnosed by physical examination. Diagnosing the symptoms early can reduce the longevity of the injury. Some more causes from this, other than just the plain old symptoms, could be having very flat feet. So like we talked about earlier, physical activity is a very common way to develop plantar fasciitis, but foot shapes, how your foot is, if it's flat, you have high arches, it can put more stress on the plantar fascia and can lead you to have plantar fasciitis. Tight calf muscles or Achilles tendons can also be a main cause to plantar fasciitis and can cause the foot to be inflamed because when other muscles are tight, it's going to put more strain on the muscles in those other areas. Being overweight and age can also be huge causes of plantar fasciitis. Being overweight can put more pressure, more weight on your feet when you're walking. You can just put a lot of pressure and stress on them. And age, just you're getting weaker, becoming more brittle. In between like the ages of 40 and 60, it's really prevalent. Excuse me. And a way to prevent, we'll go ahead and jump into that. There are different types of treatment depending on the severity of the pain To start off with, like, the minimal that you can do is just to rest, to ice it, and over-the-counter medications like ibuprofen or any anti-inflammatory that's going to bring that swelling down, the inflammation down, can be your first resolution. Stretching and strengthening the foot can also be an option. Changing your shoes and insoles can aid in the prevention of plantar fasciitis. We'll get into this in a little bit. In some rare cases, surgery might be needed, but it is not likely. Like we were talking about earlier, we'll go back about diagnosing. This can be done through x-rays and ultrasounds if needed, but a lot of times they can kind of just like gauge, kind of look at the foot, kind of feel around, get your pain level, and kind of just figure out what's going on. I'm blanking. Some prevention, when we were talking about stretching and strengthening, can be done through physical therapy. A physical therapist can guide you through specific exercises and stretches that's going to be specifically geared toward plantar fasciitis, those tendons, muscles, whatever it is that's going to help you. It can be for your foot, for your calf, all the muscles surrounding it to help it out. Choosing the right type of footwear is huge. As a runner myself, I work out a lot. I have noticed a huge difference when I have switched to shoes that fit my feet. I started off in one a few months ago and ended up injuring my foot actually a few months ago. Found a shoe that was perfect for my feet. Haven't had any problems since. If you have flat feet, you can find shoes that adjust to that. High arches, shoes that adjust to that. I know there's some places that will do like a whole scan of your foot and give you exactly what you need. And it can be very helpful to preventing injury as you use your feet every day. So it's good to invest in a good pair of shoes. I cannot think right now. Also, another prevention is gradually increasing your physical activity. If you've hurt your foot, it's important to not jump right back into it and make things worse. It can be hard because foot injuries can take a long time to heal because you use your feet all the time. But just try to avoid too much too quickly. And going back, I don't have it on here, but going back to the weight, maintaining a healthy weight can also help a lot. You're not putting all this extra weight and pressure on your feet, and it just can strain the muscles more when you have extra weight on you. Excuse me. So, my encouragement is to take action. As we talked about previously, plantar fasciitis can significantly impact your life, but with the right treatment and prevention strategies, you can prevent long-term damage. In conclusion, recognizing the early signs, addressing them promptly is key if you want to minimize that pain. Having small changes in your daily habit, choosing the right shoes. It's simple, but it's going to have a huge effect. Making sure to stretch every day and not just jumping too fast into physical activity or overdoing it, but giving yourself time to rest. You don't need to be injured to rest, but just taking good care of yourself. And if you take care of your feet every day, they will take care of you. And do that, and you can avoid this injury. Thank you so much.